In today's video, we are going to see a trap in Sicilian defense Moscow variation. So it starts with e4, c5, knight f3, d6, and now bishop b5. So bishop b5 check is known as Moscow variation. Here black have multiple options. First is knight c6, bishop d7, and knight d7. So this trap is in bishop d7 variation. So after bishop d7, bishop into d7, queen into d7. Now it looks like this is very equal variation, but in reality, white gets so many chances, and if black don't know how to play properly, then black is in trouble. So here we do short castle. Now again knight c6 and knight f6, both moves are perfect for black. So knight f6, and here trap starts. So we go e5. Now after e5, the obvious looking move is d into e5. So d into e5, knight into e5, and most of the players will play queen c7, which is I mean not a mistake, but this leads to a trap. And instead of queen c7, black can play queen c8, and this position is roughly equal. Although according to engine it's equal, but practically I mean both players have good chances. So queen c7, and after queen c7 we go d4 here. The idea is to play bishop f4 and to move the knight to g6. So here after c into d4, instead of c into d4, black can also play e6. By the way, I have played this variation in classical games, and I have won against 2000 player, 1900 player, 2100 player. In rapid games, even I defeated a 2200 player. So after d4, uh, yeah, let's check c into d4 first, and then we'll move to e6. So c into d4, and after c into d4, we go bishop f4. The idea is, let's say if black makes a waste move, then we go knight g6. Now queen is under attack and the rook is under attack. So black cannot take the knight. Black cannot take the bishop. If black moves the queen, then knight into h8, and it's lost. So after bishop f4, again the most logical move which black is going to play is queen b6 to attack on our b2 pawn. If not queen b6, then we can take d4. So queen b6. Here we just ignore the b2 pawn threat and we go knight d2. What? Like we are sacrificing one more pawn. So if black captures the pawn, then that's a massive mistake, because now rook b1, queen into a2, and now knight dc4. Although these moves are a bit difficult to remember, but in general here white have quite a few options, but knight d4 is one of the best options. And after knight c4, the idea is to play rook into b7 as well as to play rook a1. And after rook a1, queen is trapped. So let's say if knight d7, rook a1, and queen don't have any squares. Yeah, so after rook b1, queen into a2, knight dc4, queen a6 to prevent the b pawn, and now we go rook a1, queen e6, we take. Here white is one pawn down, but white have a lot of compensation. Black's pieces are not developed yet. The threat is rook into a7, knight b6 is also threat. Black cannot capture the pawn because white will capture the rook. So knight b d7, rook f d1, a6, knight into d7, queen into d7, and queen b2. Here our opening ends, where uh, white is clearly winning. White a winning advantage. So let's say if queen moves here, or if on f5 e6, white can take queen into b7. Otherwise the threat is knight b6, knight e5, and the combination is very deadly for black. And yeah, this is losing. The another variation which we'll check is after d4, what if black plays e6. Now what's the idea of e6? The idea is after bishop f4, black wants to play bishop d6. but still we play bishop f4, bishop d6, and here you can pause the video and try to find a move uh, within 1 minute maybe. Yeah, so after bishop d6 we have very interesting move knight a3. The idea is to play knight c4 and knight b5. Black cannot prevent both of the threats, and let's say a6 is most practical move. If short castle, then white can play knight b5, knight into d6. So let's say queen d8, knight into d6, queen into d6, and now knight g6. Again the same idea. If queen into d4, white can simply take and play knight into f8, which is clearly better for white. And this is why after knight a3, black will play a6, and now we go knight c4. The idea is knight into d6 check, and then knight g6. Again the same idea, we are trying to remove the bishop so that we can go knight g6, attack on rook and the queen. So after knight is c4, uh, knight c6 is a playable move. Let's say uh, if black took this, then we can go d into e5, and if knight d5, then knight d6 check, king f8, bishop g3. The structure is already ruined for black. The next move is probably f4, f5, c4, sorry, c4, and queen h5. So uh, probably within next 10 to 15 moves, white will get a clearly winning position. So after knight c4, knight c6 is one of the options where we just play bishop g3, because we cannot take the knight because of bishop into f4. Yeah, so we play bishop g3 first. Short castle, knight into d6, queen into d6. Here we go knight g6, queen into d4, knight into f8, and white won the exchange. Obviously, position is winning as white also have this very strong bishop, which can lead to something like bishop d6, bishop into c5, or in general, white is exchange up, and the position is much better for white. So, uh, yeah, and the probability of black going into this queen c7 move is very high. Even you can check my leeches games. You can go to masters database on leeches, and you will find a lot of games played by me in same variations. And I have won multiple games on chess.com: leeches, rapid, blitz, bullet, offline, classical. Everywhere I played this variation and won several games. So this is one of the trap which helped me to win more than, I would say, more than uh, 30 40 games. Yeah, more than 30 40 games I won easily with this trap. So I thought it's quite interesting to share with all of you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed, then you can subscribe to my channel. You can share this video so that we will complete 1000 subscribers. That will be a big achievement for me. And also there is a link of my website in the description. You can check recent blogs, my tournament guides, and everything. uh, See you in the next video. Goodbye.